So in this video, we're going to be going over how to scrape YouTube using an API as opposed to Selenium. So I already made an API folder in our directory, previous directory. We'll just do a new file, call it API Python. And since we already have some stuff, we'll just go ahead and copy and paste that stuff in. Still need these files. Just Control H, replace Selenium with API. Get this function, right? We already know we'll still need these files. Let's go ahead and this will just keep us from having to work completely from scratch. Definitely going to still need to be able to save our progress. And we got this stuff down here. There we go. Okay, so the first library that we'll need to download and port is called Scrape2. Look for that. Yep, this guy by Dermazmid, Scrape2. There's also this pi.org website, which a lot of these Python libraries can be found as well, but by the same guy, Dermazmid. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, it doesn't really matter which one you go to. So we can do pip3. Oh, I will just copy it. Bonk. Do that, and tells us how to use it. Let's go ahead and import it. And now we will need the channel ID instead of the channel URL. Now, really need this right here. Yeah. Put that there. Okay. And this is how we actually get all the videos. Okay. And we will need the channel ID, not the channel URL. Okay, how do we get the channel ID? Oh, let's give it a quick Google. Get channel ID. You can use Tone Pocket. And the only thing that they want to get it is just the only thing they want is just the @ handle for the channel. Say, yep, @secretary talk. Get the channel ID, and it's this. So slightly different, but principle's still the same. So now we have that. Okay, so before we even bother with the transcript, let's just clean this up. There is no backwards search. It's not possible here. And I guess just to quickly explain why it's not possible. So like search terms is an array. It's an array that you can index at any time. Like if we wanted to print out search term index 0, it would always print out Jigglypuff space. If we did 1, it would print out Jigglypuff, and you can do that as many times as you want. But in this case, get rid of this backward search. What this was actually giving us is not an array, but something called a generator. And the major difference is that in a generator, you have your current index and information to get you to the next index. But you can only look at each index once, basically, until you go through the whole generator. So it's not as usable as an array, but it's more efficient. You don't have to hold as much information. And there are a lot of YouTube videos, right? So it's just more efficient in this case for Google to be using a generator as opposed to a big ass array. So just I wanted to quickly explain that. So let's go ahead and no backward search here either. Go ahead and keep cleaning this up. So when we get to videos, we can go ahead and get in our skip number, right? So we can say if start video is, oh, well, I guess we need to actually count, right? So we'll say video count equals 1. That's where we're starting, right? If the video that we want it to start with is less than video count, then what we're going to want to do is skip it, basically, right? Video plus equals 1, and then we'll do a continue. So if we do a continue inside, there's continue and break and return. I'm not sure if I don't think we've used continue before, but anyway, it goes to the closest loop above it, and it just goes to the next iteration, right? So it just skips it, right? So we'll already know that we want to skip it. So we just go and print something out, print skipping video number swap string interpolation, put in the video count, and we can skip it, and then we can keep continuing basically that way. Now we can start where we want to. Actually, this is backwards. It should be greater than, right? Because if we were starting on, and I'm going to do video number instead. Yeah, right. Because if this was 8,000, and if 8,000 is greater than 1, then we would skip it. So that was a little backwards. Also, we actually need our search channel ID in here, not the one that they gave us. Okay, that's better. Okay, now we can finish cleaning up this. We don't need a global search start time anymore. We can really just pass it into the function. We're really just going to have this one main function in our for loop, not getting out of it. We'll save our progress. And I guess we should go ahead and look at it. So while through pass, that way we can see what's going on. Let's also print out the video, see what else is there that we have an idea of what kind of data we're actually working with. So now we got that. We can pass in the video count. That way we know what video we're on. This is the last one that we checked. And this is really the video ID, but I guess I will show that real quick. All right. Pound sign. Okay. So this should run and it should get stuck. Let's go ahead and look at that. And we're going to say promise file, Python API, Py. Oh, okay, let's start a video one. Okay. So this is the video ID. If you go to hold on, let's go to the channel. Thank God. Should be the first one, right?
Welcome.
It's got this, right? Yeah. 7, give it the deer. Yeah, it matches. So to get the actual URL, right, we're going to want to print that instead because it's not like Selenium, right? Gotta be a little different. So this URL actually looks like this now. And it's v equals the ID. So we want to take that. And we're going to want to pass in the ID. So, see. And we're going to want to do that before we even save. So video ID equals this. All right. Mhm. There we go. Do the DNR definition. So now this will allow us to save our progress again. So now that's basically the same. As far as anything else that we okay, grab, this is extremely hard to read, but yeah, you see that video ID. It's like one of the first things. But yeah, it's just a big ass block of information. Extremely hard to read. One other thing that we can grab, I guess, like the video post time, and it's like 5 hours ago or a month ago or a year ago. It's not the actual date, which is annoying, but it's some information, right? And that is what is called, that would refigure it out. It's called the published time text. There we go. So now, and post that in as well. I'm gonna just go grab it because I don't want it to be too different. Okay. There we go. Video post time. So now if we just run that should, and let's not print out that. That's too much. Too much. Okay. So just run through one, and it should save. Because it has no way it quit. Okay, so last video number checked is one, because it's just stuck in that while loop, right? Going on forever. Last video checked, the URL, an hour ago. It didn't really run for any time, because it was just so fast. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the save file now. Okay, a couple of things we're missing. Let's just go ahead and get the total runtime. We can grab that from our Selenium bot. And that just needs to go at the end once we're cast all our videos, right? So, and pretty simple. We also need a parse time, right? And we also need to increase the video count. Video count, like after we save, plus equals to 1. Okay. And once we get here, past that, we can say front parsing video numbers or walk that and count. Okay, cool. Save it. And we should also get some parse times. Call this video parse start time. That way we'll know how long it actually took us to get through each video. I mean, we still need to actually go through the transcript, but yeah, somewhere here. Um, call this print video parse time, and we will just pass in this time so that we can get how long it took in seconds, right? Okay. Save progress. Jeff, of course, colon, same thing. Video parse in time. Let's call it parse time. Parse time will equal this end time minus that, and then we just brand out front video to blank sequence parse, parse time, and string interpolation. And that should pretty much be it, right? Yeah, before we actually need to start searching for terms. I think so. Okay, so the last thing we should need to do is work on the transcript so we can search for YouTube transcript API. Maybe get these two options. Should both be by the same guy. Again, py.org and GitHub. Got JD Boix. JD Boix. But yeah, either one is fine. So yeah, we're going to want to install this. And we're going to want to import it. There we go. And then we're going to actually use it. Set it. We'll set it up here before we get into the videos. How to set it up here. Okay. Okay, and now all we need is the video ID, and then that will just basically give us the transcript. At that point, everything is all the same at that point. Okay. So we're going to want to try, we'll call it, well, let's go see what we already had, right? And start throwing in some stuff. We get our transcript lines. Okay, we want transcript lines and stuff. It's basically this. We'll just grab this whole thing and then just work it. Okay. So now that we have this, I'm going to just put this under the videos because it comes logically after, and we put it in after. It was starting to bug me. Okay, so let's do transcript lines. Don't need any elements or anything. And then we can print, the number of transcript lines. And this is the video ID, which is here. All right, got our very ID. This, we want the video number, which is video count. And we want the URL, which, it works this way. The video ID. Just replace that. So we found it. Okay. And we can just let our loop stuff take care of this. And for the exception, we can just use a generic exception. You can say as error if we want it to print it out. This as, I think I might mention this before, is an alias. You can always name this whatever you want. It could be derp. This file could be derp. No one would care. But I can print from error if we wanted to print it. But some of these errors are kind of big, so we'll just leave it alone. I want to use the same text that I used in the example when I worked it by myself off camera. No transcript found, skipping video, and then we would just write it. I just want to make sure that that's the same. How refreshing. This is not back far enough. Not gonna need this anymore. Okay, so we have two loops, right? We're gonna need to know if we found it. If we got this far, it means that we found it, so that we can break, and that will break us out of the highest loop that we're in. But it only get us out of this one. But then we would come back in. So we can also have a flag for that to get out of the other one. We can say, what did I call it? It's so hard for me to use a different name. Found equals false. Okay, so if we're looking at this, we'll say if found is equivalent to true, then we need to get out of here as well. Put a colon there. Right, we get out of here as well. And if we found it in here, we'll just say found equals true. And that is how we would get out of here in the event that we found it. That way we don't have to stay in there longer than we need to. And then once we get out of that, then we can just continue on like we had been doing. Okay, we can scoot this over, this big ass indet. And we will also need to save our no transcript. No, this is not refreshing anything. Put this here, and we just got to make sure we're doing it to the right file. Have our exceptions. Okay, I believe that should be it. But let's see if there's any problems. Okay. um, I guess a really quick test, right? Assuming that we did find something. We'll test it out with the first one. While true. Pass. Okay. Then we can write some new search terms just for our test. Let's go. See what we got. This is the latest video now, so the transcript. Okay. Okay, so run that. We found a match. Cool. So go, it's working. So yeah, no, that's basically it. So now we can. I believe this was I forgot was 6.3. No, block was 6.6. We can start there now, and we can have in our normal search terms, and we don't want this while loop here. We want to break and get out of it. So yeah, now we just need to jump all the way back up there, and hopefully there aren't any other bugs, but the quickest way to find out is just to run it. And you can see it's jumping by 30. It seems consistent with Selenium and scrolling down to grab more videos. So yeah, but the app way faster going through 30 videos. So yeah, already looking promising. So we'll wait to get up there, and then we can see how quickly we can actually parse the videos. Okay, so we're almost there. Obviously, this goes without saying, but every time there's a new video, that becomes a new one. So this 8636 is actually newer videos, but as long as that's fine, because we'll still cover stuff. Well, there we go. Looks like it jumped right up there. That only took like 5 minutes to get up there. Is that right? Oh, 5 years ago. That's because we shouldn't have jumped back. That makes perfect sense. Why did you stop? Okay, so that we didn't, the moment that we had no transcript, it broke. So what do we do? I say break instead of continue. Yeah, so this, I'm going to break. But this, because if we're not in a loop here, if we break, we get out of here. So we actually want to continue. So that's bug. Fucking bug. Run the shit again. I guess it'll take like 5 minutes to get back up there. Right? Continue. This, we break out of this. We break out of that. We don't want to break out of this loop. So yeah, so this should have been a continue. And that's probably what I did before, right? API bot. Oh, I guess I didn't have to do anything. right? I guess not. Like, it would just happen anyway, especially if there was stuff after it that you want to do. So, yeah, it's better not to do anything because we got to print and save and count. So, this should hopefully be bug free. All right. Let's see if there's any other problems I put in there. Oh, and one more bug. If there's no transcript, you hit not find a match. Okay. So hopefully that should be the last thing I seen anyway. So, okay. So almost back up there. Yep. 5 minutes and 25 seconds. There we go. So hopefully that should be it. And yeah, we can see how long it's taken on the pars as opposed to the 17 and 18 and shit. Generally less than a second for each video. And also, let's see if there's one with a lot of lines. Like you see, this one had 449 lines and took 9.3 seconds. This one had 189, 10.97 seconds. So the amount of transcript lines is no longer really determinative of how long it'll take to parse, since we're not reading it from the web browser. This is much faster. It can the loop torque much faster. But yeah, no, this is basically it. Didn't stop. So I think that's it for bugs. And yeah, no, this was only 100 lines of code versus this, which is 250 lines of code. So yeah, no, way less code and way more efficient. So yeah, I definitely want to use an API when it's available. So this is one thing to look out for. Not the worst thing, but when it says the video is unavailable, sometimes it seems like just restarting it will make that stop. But yeah, that's one of the things to look out for. And in order to see the errors that the creator of the library made, you have to actually print the error. But yeah, that's one of the things to look out for. Just gonna leave that here for now until that there's one that's worse that comes up. We'll see if we can make that one happen. Okay, so we're finally done. Stopping at 15,000. It's 9 years in the past. And we made it all the way to 2015. So that's more than enough coverage, right? And we were able to get, with this API bot, a grand total of 45 matches. Jigglypuff in them there hills, indeed. So that makes a total of 55. Yeah, those with the previous one. So yeah, that is quite a bit of Jigglypuffs.
Everybody likes to jiggle.
So one thing to note, wasn't able to get that other error, but another error that you will get is that like YouTube has blocked your IP. And from what I've seen with that error specifically, it doesn't really seem like they block your IP, basically. From my experience, it seems like every three videos fails, and then the fourth one, you'll be able to read it. So it's more like they're throttling your IP in that case. And the YouTube transcript, GitHub does have some information on how to have a dynamic IP, basically, so that or use a proxy so that your IP will change for each request so that you can avoid that. But it seems like that error just goes away eventually. Uh, Maybe after a day. I usually check after, but I mean, YouTube itself still works, so it's not that. But it seems more like Google will throttle your IP. Um, the thing that they offer is not free though. Let's see. Yeah, not free. Um, you can use Amazon and create a free account, and I think up to 1 million requests that you're able to use a proxy address. But after that, they would charge you. But yeah, you would have to make an account and give them your credit card information and basically risk them charging you, which I ain't even gonna bother with any of that. I was already able to cover everything, but yeah, it seems a little overkill, definitely, if you're gonna be giving Amazon your credit card information. So I wouldn't do that. Okay, so what was the original purpose of these bots, right? Because we're not supposed to use them on our allies, right?
What do you think he means? Like he's threatening me or something?
No, the original purpose was to make, those funny family homemade videos. The kind of funny family homemade videos where it's a politician that's saying that they're going to do something over and over and over, and then they don't do that shit. Those hilarious family funny homemade videos. That was the original purpose. But it's open sourced and you can use it for whatever you like. So that'll do it for the bots. So I will see you in the next video.